the course content. We have 3 segments. As you can see,
Yes, sir.
climate change, economics, and policy. What's that like? So 3 of us have been taking it, myself, Omojola Joseph, and Professor Olaide Obidi. But for this time, well, Omojola will not be around. So the Obidi will take the portion that Omojola will be taking. And the last one is either we share or I take it. So that is what we are going to have. We have a lot of work to do here. So I learned that some people come for auditing. So let's be sure that we have complete submission, complete surrenderedness concerning this. Because a lot of things, a lot of topics here, a lot of topics there. So we are going to have assignments. We are going to have quizzes, and if possible, we can have tests. So to be able to do justice to the course. How you can hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
So
can hear you.
those are the topics. They are divided into 3, and each one. We have 5 topics here. I think we have 5 here too. So what I need is we need your cooperation to be able to do justice to the topics. We need your cooperation. If you are given an assignment, make sure you do the assignment properly so that we'll cover every aspect of the course, and you'll be happy too. So that is about that. Then let me now go to this course. They call it CE716/718, whichever way. So I think there are about 2 courses have been compressed together to form this topic. So, and the first one we are going to consider, I want to share with you now is Son 1, introduction. Do you see what I'm sharing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's introduction. Introduction to life cycle analysis assessment of energy technology. Introduction to life cycle assessment of energy technology. We have corporation make efforts to improve their environmental performance using new methods and tools. So life cycle analysis is one sort of tool that can help companies to understand the environmental impact associated with their products, processes, and activities. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We said that life cycle analysis is one of such tools. When you want to corporate, many of you are from corporation, you are from big corporations, you are from companies, and your performance is key to the survival of that company. So effort to improve the environmental performance using the methods and tools. They make effort. One of the effort is the life cycle analysis that can help companies to understand the environmental impact associated with their products, processes, and activities. And there's a parastatal that monitor this thing, companies, their impacts, and share with their products. We talk about products, talk about processes, and activity. I think we need to talk briefly about that. You know, the three of them are not the same. I think you agree with me.
Yes, sir.
Products is a result of processes and activities that product will come out. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So we are not looking at your products only. What we are saying is you have a good product, no problem. That's good. You have been producing for the past 30 years, 20 years. Okay. But your processes, your activities, the process that will lead to the product, what impact are they having on the community? What are the environmental impacts of those processes and your activities? That's what we're talking about. So talk about, and life cycle will handle that. Now, though controversial and still evolving, the principle behind LCA are being adopted rapidly by manufacturers and service organizations alike as a way of opening new perspectives and the debate over environmentally sound products and processes. Sound products and processes. Controversial in the sense that some people, it's something that is not yet 100% established, maybe only 80%. They will still have some pockets of doubters that will still say, well, what is this? What is that? This and this and that. Nevertheless, this principle behind LCA are being adopted rapidly by manufacturers and service organizations alike as a way of opening new perspectives and the debate over environmentally sound products and process. Want to know products are environmentally sound, products that help environment, products that contribute positive things to environment. Those processes, what impact are they having in the community? Those processes, those activities, what are the impact in the community? Is it destroying the community? Is it helping the community? Those are the issues. Then the goal of SCA is to provide important input to a broader strategic planning process. SCA, life cycle analysis, to provide important input. There are parameters that you get when you do LCA. A broader strategic plan. So it will help you to plan. If one of your processes or one of your activities is going to cause problem for the community, you can do mitigation. You can plan against it. You can make provision for it. That is the kind of input we are talking about. So, are you getting me?
Yes.
Yeah. So now we now talk about the origin of LCA. Origin of life cycle analysis. What is the origin? It's good for us to know. Number one, life cycle has its root in the 1960s, 61, 62, 63, 63, when scientists concerned about the rapid depletion of fossil fuel developed it as an approach to understanding the impact of energy consumption. Energy consumption. We consume a lot of energy. and the energy we consumed in 1960, you can't compare with energy we consumed in 1970s. The one we consumed in 70s, you can't compare with the one we consumed in 80s. And you can compare that in 80 with that of 2000. Is that okay? Energy, we are consuming energy. The pattern is increasing on daily basis. Can you compare the energy we are consuming in 1960 with the one we consume now?
No, sir.
Uh-huh. So scientists, they were concerned about the rapid depletion. Fossil fuel is rapidly depleting at that time. And they were thinking, supposing this thing finish, where are we going? How do we go to get energy? How are we going to get energy to produce, to process, and to do many things? So that was when the idea now came. They want to understand the impact of energy consumption on the community. Then a few years later, global modeling studies predicted the effects of the world changing population on the demand for finite raw materials and energy resource supplies. Finite raw materials and energy resource supplies. That's we're talking about original. Now, life cycle analysis. The predictions of rapid depletion of fossil fuel and resulting climatological changes spark interest in performing more detailed energy calculations on industrial processes. And those are industries that are Yeah, welcome. I just lost internet. Olajumoke, you are welcome. David Olaoye,
Yes, sir.
Yomokoro, Kunde Jaba, you are welcome. Olajumoke Ojo, you are there? Olajumoke Ojo, Kunde Jaba. Is Kolawole still there?
Absolutely, sir.
Okay. So, as we are discussing, I said that you know Coca-Cola company now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we are told that in 1969, Franklin Associates initiated a study of the Coca-Cola company. Why did they have to carry out that study? To determine which type of beverage container. You know, beverage container contains, there was a time they were using wood, they were using plastic. Which beverage container had the lower releases to the environment and made the fuel demands for raw materials and energy. That was carried out in 1969. So many years ago by Franklin Associates. You must note it. In 1969, we said that the things started in 1960s. So specifically in 1969, Franklin Associate carry out study on Coca-Cola company. And you know that Coca-Cola is everywhere in the world. You agree with me?
Absolutely, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now in the 1970s now, you know, we are now in the 1970s. In 1970s, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, refined this methodology, creating an approach known as resource and environmental profile. What did I say?
Resource and environmental.
Resource and environmental profile. That one called EPA. From EPA. What is EPA?
Environmental Protection Agency.
Yeah, maybe some of you are there. Environment, they are protecting the environment. Environment belongs to every one of us. If the environment is polluted, who is safe?
No one.
Nobody.
So we have a body called Environmental Protection Agency. Then it was refined in 1970. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency refined it. And they created an approach known as resource and environmental profile analysis. Resource and environmental profile analysis. And we're told that at least 15 reppers.
Hello?
15
Hello,
reppers.
sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So
Can't see your screen, sir.
Okay.
You can't see your screen.
Okay, can see, okay. I will have even sent it to you.
we can only hear you verbally.
Okay, okay, that's true. I will have sent to your mail before now. I just got the link today. So let me share again and see whether can you see the screen now?
Yes, we can.
Yes, sir.
Is
Yes,
it
sir.
moving?
Yeah.
I'm in 6 now.
Yes, sir. We can see life cycle analysis.
Okay, yeah. So when I said that, so if it's not moving, if you are not seeing, let me know so that I'll just share again now. We have said at least 15 reppers. were performed between 1970 and 1975. So between 1970 and 1970, how many years is that?
Five years.
5 years.
Yes.
So we're told that 15 repairs were performed between that time, during by the oil crisis of 1973. Can you still remember that in 1973 we had oil crisis? Huh?
Yes.
In 1973 we had oil crisis,
Yes, sir.
and people
Yes,
were
sir.
afraid. So, and they were thinking about depletion of this oil. Supposing if it finished, what are we going to do? We must take a proactive action to make sure that we carry out study on these energy consuming industries. So it was during this period that protocol or standard methodology was developed. Is that clear? Is that clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Between 1970 and 1975, 15 repairs were performed. And this was driven by the oil crisis of 1973. For the fear at that time was that the fossil fuel was depleting. And during this period, protocol, standard methodology was now developed. So that's the history. And with standard methodology, can now compare. So I'm still life cycle continues. So late 1970 and nearly early 1980, environmental concerns shifted to issue of hazardous waste management. What does that say? Did you see the shift now?
Environmental concerns shift to issues of hazardous waste management.
I want to that's I'm emphasizing what is important there now. Hazardous waste management. And if you could recall, so we have to go around what's in 90 or 80, that's a company, is it from Italy or so? They dump some hazardous waste in one of our states in them. Is in the East now. Can you still remember? I don't know if I can remember. That caused a lot of problem at that time. I think waste from Italy, from a power plant in Italy or USSR. I can't remember again. Can you recall?
Maybe
I'm
most
just
of
hearing
us
it
were
as
still
a
children like them.
They dump. I think it was the military or I can't remember. They just dump. I forgot the name. Right? It was a popular slogan at that time. They just dumped their waste there, and it was discovered, and it created a lot of problem. So we are not saying that from 1970s and early 1980s, environmental concern shifted to issue of hazardous waste management. You know, that's part of environment too, isn't it? When you talk about Environmental Protection Agency, you have to be concerned if somebody is producing and is affecting your environment. Hazardous waste, isn't it? It can contaminate your farm, contaminate your drinking water, contaminate many things. Is that okay? I hope you are following this tree now.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
So between 1970 and 1980, there was a shift to hazardous waste management. You see how to, as you are managing the environment, energy, that's okay, but you still need to hazardous waste. How do people manage? How do they get rid of their hazardous waste management? So with this development now, life cycle logic was incorporated into the emerging method of risk assessment. That's another language. Risk assessment. What did I say?
Risk assessment.
Risk assessment. That's what assess those things. Without taking risk, you cannot make progress. The fact that you have come to register to do this kind of course now is a risk, and it's because you want to move forward, isn't it? So, method of risk assessment, which was used with increasing frequency in the public policy community to develop environmental protection standard. So we have environmental protection standards. You must have that. Environmental protection standard. What are the standards? We want to protect our environment. What are the standards that will be the more people have joined. Olajumoke Ojo. Tunde Jaba.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Omukoro, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here, sir.
I have not heard from Olajumoke Ojo. Simute. Olajumoke Ojo. Want to hear from you? David Olaoye, you are there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh. So, we are talking about risk assessment. Can you follow? Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Risk assessment as an industrialist, as an engineer, as a inventory manager, you must assess your risk. So say that risk assessment remains controversial procedures. The public is often disinclined to trust them, especially when conducted after the fact to justify an activity or when performed by an organization with a vested interest in their conclusions. When solid waste became a worldwide issue in the late 1980s, the life cycle analysis method developed in the REPA study again became a tool for analyzing the problem. Now I told you about solid waste problem. Those who have thermal plant, those who are producing, those who have nuclear plants, they have some solid waste they have to dispose. And instead of disposing in the environment, they carry it to another country, creating problem for that country. So the life cycle analysis method developed by REPA. What is REPA again? If you can remind me.
Resource and environmental profile analysis.
Yeah, resource and environmental profile analysis. That profile is very important. Again, became a tool for analyzing the problem. They want to analyzing the problem of solid waste. It became a worldwide issue because solid waste is hazardous and they must dispose it. So some countries that now they want to dispose, they go another country, maybe country of Africa, to go and dump their waste there, which is not good. So they use the method by REPA to analyze the problem. Then in 1990, we are now in 1990 now. We started in 1960. In 1990, a life cycle assessment was completed for the Council for Solid Waste Solution, which compared the energy and environmental impact of paper to that of plastic grocery bags. Very important. Paper. Paper a lot, isn't it? Paper. Then talk about plastic. A lot of plastic we are using, isn't it? Plastic grocery bags. Can you agree with me that before we find alternative uses for plastic bottles, it created a lot of problem in Lagos and some part of the country? Do you agree with me that?
Yes, sir.
You agree with me? If in Lagos, some years ago, the plastic bottle was dissolving the ocean. I saw the picture. In the Ibadan here they have developed a lot of alternative uses for plastic now, but they don't constitute a nuisance now. They recycle those materials. Some use it to produce another thing, some melt it and produce another product, some recycle it and they take industry and they use maybe 20% of that plus another resin and then to produce. So it's no more a serious problem now, isn't it? That's what we're talking. That's the environment. We are protecting the environment. So that was what was done at that time. Council's life cycle assessment was completed for the Council for Solid Waste Solution. And they compared the energy environmental impact of paper to that of plastic grocery bags. You know, paper is degradable. Plastic is not degradable. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So paper can easily go into the environment, degrade, and then the parts constitute another maybe pattern. I mean, the form of conditioning the soil, something like that. but plastic will remain there. It can block drainages, can cause a lot of environmental problems. So a similar study comparing disposable diapers. I want you to know that we are going to diapers, disposable to washable cloth diapers was also conducted. Can you see the difference now? Hello? Hello, somebody.
Hello, sir.
Disposable diapers is constituting, you are disturbing the environment with that. But if it's washable, look at the amount of solid waste we are going to reduce from the environment within a year. Can you picture it? Disposable diapers to washable cloth diapers was conducted. Can you picture that? Something you use, you dispose, you take it to the environment, you dispose, you throw it to the environment. Then we have another design that is washable, which means you can use for several months, several weeks, several years before you dispose. Which one is better for the environment?
Washable.
Washable.
Yeah. So, sir, I want you to have the picture. We want to be on the same page so that now we now go to component of life cycle analysis. What are the components?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I think your screen has you cannot see your
Stop.
screen again. I
It's
don't
not
know
moving.
whether yes.
I
You
will,
cannot even see it. I don't know whether it's from me.
I
No,
will
it's
share
general.
it. Eh? I will share it again, Abby.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
let me
sir.
share it. Let me share again. Because the network was misbehaving. That's why I'm like this in God.
It's okay now, sir. Can see it now.
Yeah, so we talk about, we are not talking about component now. Component of life cycle analysis. What are the components? You want to carry life cycle analysis. What are the components? What are those things you be concerned with? Component. Life cycle analysis takes a system analysis approach to evaluating the environmental consequences of a particular product, process, or activity from cradle to grave. So from cradle to grave methodology. From cradle to grave methodology. A process, a product, the consequence of that product or activity from cradle to grave, from the inception to the last stage that product is being used. Now, by taking a snapshot of the entire life cycle of a product from extraction and processing of raw materials through final disposal, life cycle analysis is used to assess a systematically the impact of each component process. Now, so life cycle involves three separate but interrelated components. Three separate interrelated components. Number one, an inventory analysis. You take inventory of your company anywhere, no? How do you do it? Hello, somebody. How do you do inventory in your company? At the end of the year.
Probably take the stock of all that has gone into the production of whatever the company is producing for that year.
Okay. Inventory analysis. Yeah, inventory. You want to know how many do you have of this, of that, Abi? So we talk about inventory analysis.
Yes, sir.
We talk about an impact analysis. You take inventory first of each product, impact analysis. Then we have improvement analysis. You should note all this, Number 3 is what? Improvement
analysis.
Improvement analysis. It's after when you do the inventory, now you do the impact. Then if the impact is negative or positive, whatever, then the next thing to improve, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
You have to improvement analysis. Because there are some people that are watching you. There are some organizations that are watching your company, whether you are performing or not performing, and they are recording your activities and they are looking at the impact of the community. If it's unbearable, they can ask you to stop. So what that's in number 1 is what?
Inventory analysis.
Inventory. And what is that? You take inventory, you know each product by name, by whatever. Then the number 2 is what?
Impact analysis.
Impact. What is the impact of that product? Then number 3, what?
Improvement analysis.
And that's a continuous exercise, isn't it? Improvement analysis. So now we have those 3 tools now with us. So now life cycle inventory. Now we'll now take inventory, life cycle inventory. Life cycle inventory. Life cycle inventory. This is an objective database process of quantifying energy and raw materials requirement, air emission, waterborne effluent, solid waste, and other environmental releases incurred throughout the life cycle of a product, process, or activity. It's an objective database process. You quantify energy and raw material requirements, air emissions, waterborne effluent, solid waste, and any other environmental releases incurred throughout the life cycle of a product, process, or activity. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it's clear, Abi? That is a database. You need the data for this. You need a sheet. You have you generate the data from inventory. Even the one you are doing in your industry, you generate the data, isn't it? You have a database that anybody look at you, know, this is this, isn't it? So now, life cycle impact assessment. Life cycle impact assessment. Impact. Now, we talk about inventory, then talk about assessments. So this is evaluative in nature. In assessment, assessing the effects of the environmental findings identified in the inventory component. The impact assessment should address both ecological and human health impact, as well as socio, cultural, and economic impact. I hope that is clear too. Assessment. When you are assessing, you are looking at the impact of this and this and that. Am I communicating?
Yes,
yes, sir.
So I make sure we're all on the same page. So life cycle improvement analysis. Life cycle improvement now, isn't it? We talk about inventory, impact, and what? Improvement. Now, this deal with the analysis of output. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Online, wọ́n fún mi course pẹ̀lú CP, CP àwọn center tẹ̀lé lè wá tẹ̀lé.
Center for.
Ẹ̀pà ní díẹ̀ pé ní CP tẹ̀lé is not DP. Center for Energy, Economics and Law.
Okay. CP. Sure.
So, and they are paying a lot of money. So, they will strike and ban.
No, but you see, months of money. I mean, we have to be realistic. Who that compete for gbogbo kini wọ̀nyí? Èmi ni SENSDEF.
Yeah.
Èmi ni gbogbo scheme and so on. You know, policy. Mo fẹ́ lose policy ní kékeré. Nígbà tí àwọn kìíní tó fẹ́ gbà Dakar. So this, where this is supposed to be an international program, how can we guarantee that students that will leave their countries will come to Nigeria for a program that is 1 year and then they'll be spending 2 years and so on because of unstable academic? No, they only undergraduate. Postgraduate is insulated. It was a winner, and that was why I nearly collapsed. Nígbà tí kí ló kọ àbátọ. Nígbà táyà wá wá pé ìwé pé to land and then people promise. People are promised that, you know. You cannot promise that. When we are on strike, we are on strike. Nǹkan tí kí ni lọ sọ fún wọn nìyẹn mo ní
Honestly, I lose it, and things making progress.
No, it's good because our postgraduate, I mean, international.
One champagne, one champagne. Ní policy, àwọn policy ní bí àwọn.
Ṣé mo pé kí lè yọjú síbẹ̀? Báyìí pé kì í ṣe bá ṣe plan ẹ̀ ló ṣe tọ́nà. Kì í ṣe tí mo ní kọ́ mú láti dá ìwé. Àwọn tó jẹ́ kó jẹ́.
Àwọn lè fi pa wọ́n ti gbẹ́nu mi jẹ́.
Bóyá kí wọ́n lẹ̀ o. Because Abaton. How could I put Abaton as? Whereas I was associated to they were living in Timor, in this for 2 and 4 weeks, you know, I mean, who is very active in research, travel things. So it's I think that he mọ̀ pé ọjọ́ ní sí mi. Torí mo láti mo lọ sí no because àwọn tí Dakar by all means wọ́n fẹ́ gba kíní ẹ̀. Nígbà tí èmi tó wá lọ sọ fún wa pé the busy clinical is going so it cannot be no bá máa dé wọlé. Mo ti ṣe PowerPoint láti show continuity ó jẹ́ presented dáadáa. They said they are complete but no problem.
Ìgbàgbé iná lẹ́yìn jọ ìṣe náà. Táwọn ẹgbẹ́ òun ò lè wọlé bẹ́yìn ṣe ń wọlé yìí nítorí.
No politics ti pọ̀.
Ìyẹn làwọn tí department ṣe. Àwa ni number 1 faculty mechanical. Number 1 admission, number 1 in research, number 1 in everything. So because àwọn tí ń kó wá láti tàwọn yẹn they really disturb the system. So we are trying to put things on track now. Then MSc wa nísìnyí. Wọ́n ní kárí wọ́n ní káṣí degree àti degree ẹ̀kọ́ sí.
Mo dáná ọmọ máa ń tẹ̀ máa ń káàkiri.
Nínú àwọn sọ̀rọ̀ náà
yes, we are doing it. Allocate.
Yes.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Báwo ni? Ṣé o mọ̀ pé mo àbí lè jẹ́ pé mo bí lò? I mean, the department is doing
my strenuous cleaning and covering the cost from the camera near packing. No, power night.
No, mo everything. But what control to only check chemistry ní àbí department ẹ̀. Kò bá kì í kọ́ sí. What did the results? And more. Not only in the department, those who to be you must go back. You can talk salary. They ask you about we learned that this is wicked. The man's family. And me as family. When you call to man, how many students are delayed? Only graduate upon the results now. How many families no man were disturbed by that? But you also have a family come.
What sort of families?
Family. When Nítorí bá lọ, tí mi bá rí result in the next 3 days, màá rí ilẹ̀ ọkùnrin and dismiss LDC. I make sure it's dismissed. Only you can take my word for it.
Discipline, you know. This guy to that.
Why are the Obama for you? 2 days. Result
Discipline we need.
How we say the result down. Say I might say to Mama, the importance of,
yeah,
you know, I mean, quick.
I want to hear about that pass through. It doesn't.
I'm happy about that, you know. No, culture down. You want to, you know, go.
But I want to be, you know, machine be. Àwọn tí a mú gbá wá láti ta.
Because culture is being taken by it's a different culture. So I'm not going to no,
but I think we are on top of. We are trying to be on top of.
No, it's good. It's good. I mean, you just have to let them. No.
Our faculty who are everything is mechanical.
So the only thing that mobile things of money mechanical. They are down to 14. I'll take over 35. Just one more step. They form. You keep on no, that's very bad.
It's working.
I take it for you. VC.
It's working. It's working.
I'll take it.
I want to be 41. I want to go. Later, you will.
Asking for more stuff.
Wọ́n ti gbé wọ́n ṣe kò gbé. Wọ́n kọ́kọ́ sì gbé lọ tẹ́lẹ̀. Ti pẹ́ pé wọ́n àti kọ́kọ́ gbé lọ.
Irú lẹ́tà yìí, it will be supported by based on the gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ kó gbé lọ.
Àwa wọn báńkì lórí ètò ti wà lọ́wọ́ ṣe fresh one ṣe wọ́n á ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ di but it's still working on it.
Mo sọ pé ní àdúgbà ò ẹ má dé ilẹ̀ àbí.
Ẹ̀wọ̀n nígbà tí wọ́n ń pín wọn jẹ́ kí mẹkáníkà bọ̀ nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ẹ̀yìn.
So by the days of Bonsin, ìtọ́ wá láti aerospace náà wọ́n fà ń pọ̀ káríkà náà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni nǹkan tí dín náà money granted but all the same they must still have
because now even when you see by at the lowest we have 11 professorial cadre. 3 senior lecturers in mechanical and 1 lecturer 2. One pay is like go see anything.
Ìgbà tí wọ́n tọ́pù ìgbà tí wọ́n ẹ̀rọ ìjọba tó lóde ní
nígbà tí àwọn àbálàṣe.
Ẹ máa ń bú wa lọ́pẹ́ ìbọ̀ tó ń lóde ẹ̀rọ gẹ́gẹ́ lecturer 2 lè mọ́kànlá ìgbà tó ní. Àwọn aláta wà ní ọdúnbọ̀ tó lóde. Ó ti lọ àti tọ́pù lóde.
Ṣé ẹ bá lo NUC gbọ́ngbọ́nà? Òkè yìí ti NUC.
But there's a particular department.
All the professors.
Chemistry, chemistry.
But most of them are. I agree.
Yes. I remember ló jẹ́ pé gbogbo professor ilé yóò dá. Mo máa tẹ̀lé pẹ̀lú rẹ̀ nìkan tó máa ní jọ lọ bá mi mú ogun ọ̀gbìn. Pé gbogbo yín professor. No, but it has to be. How come I look at AUC planning some? It's what 25, 20, 35, 45. I don't know, but that's for planning for university taking off. With time now, people will move.
They move now.
So you cannot maintain that.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only one. Only one. Everybody don't. My job was a bit over.
I know this is the style. That's why.
No, you ask.
What's the idea?
How can you take my people away from me? You mean that you are sacking me? As we are not in the line. No more. And then nobody will hold 2 people. But see, I generate only the turn out to the most senior professor second hand. Oh, those are around TVC need to act. Only by the head of the department of chemistry, dean of science, and then acting reason. Or generate a proposal request at the departmental level. Through the dean to the level. And I approve. Oh, they don't find them. Oh, serious. Oh, your raise. Oh, they didn't say follow the due process.
It's followed that.
As we are not no more. People cannot hold to a position like that.
God does everything.
No, but that's what you notice all about. You have problem, you respond
Yes.
to it, and then solve. I mean, it could be low.
Want to do structure.
No, okay, it's as
Hello, sir.
I'm coming.
Hello, sir. Can you mute your mic?
Oh,
You say the hope, yes, your mic is not muted.
Just give me 3 minutes. I will.
Okay, because it's being recorded, as the class is being recorded, so that's why I said that.
I just put it. I will join you.
I mean, also, no impression at all.
We can continue now. David Olayi. Kolawole.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can I continue? I just had an interruption which I could not resist. So,
Yes, you can, sir.
and so we are on. Can you see the life cycle improvement analysis?
Yes, we're on life cycle improvement analysis.
Yeah. Improvement. Generally, you know what you mean. This deal with the analysis of opportunity to reduce or mitigate the environmental impact throughout the whole life cycle of a product, process, or activity. We need to dwell on this. When we talk about improvement means you have identified the impact, right? And then you want to make sure that that impact, if it has negative impact, you have to mitigate it, you have to stop it, or you have to reduce, you have to make sure that it doesn't have impact upon a human being. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so or you mitigate the environmental impact throughout the whole cycle of a product, process, or activity. No, we are talking about product, we're talking about process, we're talking about activity. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
And this will include both quantitative and qualitative measure of improvement. Quantitative and qualitative, such as changes in product. You may change product design, you may change your raw material usage, industrial processes, consumer use, and waste management. I want you to understand that one. When you are talking about quantitative and qualitative, quantitative means quantity, kilogram, 10 kilogram of this. Then qualitative measure of improvement. How do you measure it? Changes in, if you change product design, you can change the weight, you can change the size when you talk about design. The raw material, how do you use your raw materials? Industrial processes, consumer use, and how do you manage your waste? That's what we call about improvement. When you manage your waste very well, it can add improvement to that product. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now we talk about remarks now on what we have done. Just remarks. To date, most LCA are focused on the inventory component as is the most objective and therefore least controversial analysis to perform. We talk about Franklin the other time. In which year is Franklin?
I think in the 1960s.
It's 60s. Then 1969, Franklin. It was 1969 that Franklin conducted this LCA on Coca-Cola company. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So we're talking about Franklin Associates, an industry well known in LCA, and that can be called a leader in this field, has been improving inventory analysis methodology over the past 20 years. So they are the forefront of this inventory analysis. That's Franklin Associates. So now we talk about inventory analysis now. Inventory analysis. Inventory analysis. Develop a baseline for a system overall resource requirement for benchmarking efforts. Number two, identify components of the process that are good target for resource reduction efforts. Number three, aid in the development of new products or processes that will reduce resource requirement or emission. I hope we get these three things now. Will I repeat? Number one, now you develop a baseline. We have a standard for a system overall resource requirement for benchmarking effort. Benchmarking means you must not go beyond this way. This is the best approach you must use. This is, you cannot go above it, you cannot go beyond this. Number two, you identify components of the process that are good target for resource reduction efforts. Those components that you can work with, that you can address, you can look upon, you can find out how to address. Number two, aid in the development of new products or processes that will reduce resource requirement or emissions. Then compare alternative methods, materials, products, processes or activity within the organization. You can use alternative materials, products, instead of using plastic. Why not use paper? You use paper. What are you going to get? You just use alternative method. Then compare internal inventory information to that of other manufacturers. Another one, manager using SCA to aid decision making can improve the validity of the result and keep the analysis focused by precisely defining the scope of the system to be analyzed, considering practical constraints such as time and money. Very important. These are practical constraints, time and money. This step builds the foundation for the analysis that follows and should be understood and agreed upon by those responsible for commissioning the study. A system refers to a collection of operations that together perform some defined function. The system begins with all the raw materials taken from the environment and end with the output released back to the environment. See Exhibit 1. Inventory analysis continue. There are three main groups of operations and within most systems. Number one, operation for the production, use, transportation, disposal of the products. Operation for the production of auxiliary materials as packaging and the energy production needed to power the system. Now, inventory analysis continue. The linkages between the subsystems make the process of collecting consistent measurement complex. For example, subsystems will be defined so that they are large enough to provide sufficient data for analysis, but not so large that data is aggregated, a level that precludes data analysis. Subsystems should be linked by a standard basis of comparison, such as equivalent usage, ratio products, or subsystems may use resources at different density or have different performance level. This issue can be resolved by adopting a typical usage pattern for products that need to be determined so that logical comparisons can be made. Inventory analysis. Now, for many of the system inputs, equivalent weight or volume may need to be calculated. Manager using SCA to aid decision making must understand that the collection of data is a complex process and that many assumptions are made in the process. The volume contributes to the complexity of the data collection. Incomplete data, difference in the way data were collected. Variations in the technologies and the number, diversity, and potential interactions of processing steps. Industry or plant level data may be used depending on the scope and purpose of the study. Government documents, federal regulations, technical literature, industry reports, public studies, and plant visits are all important sources of data. Then, an important step in the inventory is the creation of a process flow diagram that will serve as the blueprint for the data to be collected. Blueprint, standard. Each step in system should be represented in the diagram, including the step for the production of auxiliary products, such as chemicals and packaging. This step depicts the relative contribution of each subsystem to the entire production system and the final products. So I think on inventory analysis, that's what we have. Before we go to overview of the inventory system, I want to, you have any question? Aruna Yusuf, Tunde Jaba, Kolawole Mukuru. Do you have any question from before we go to another one now?
I think basically I'm good for now.
Okay. So we can go straight to the next one. Is that okay?
That's fine by me, sir.
And I want to go to overview now. Overview. Overview of the inventory subsystem. Overview. Now, there is a need for good understanding of inventory analysis. I think we have said that. Limitations and assumptions that are inherent in the various stages in SC analysis are to be understood. When you are carrying out a study, or when you are developing a model, or when you are solving particular problems, even equation, you are solving, you are developing equation, you know the physics of the problem, you come out with equation, you come out with a analytical method, you come out with a process, then there's need for assumptions. You need to make some, there are limitations. You need to understand so that your problem will not be, it will not be a complex problem. So that's that you have to start from somewhere, and every stage you try to relax those assumptions. So this will lead to effective use in decision making, because you need this thing for decision making. If it's too complex and nothing come out of it, it's a useless exercise. But if you're under limitation assumption that are inherent in the various stages in LC analysis, you have to understand those limitations. And when you understand it, will lead to effective decision taking. You're able to take decision. Then one raw material acquisition. Raw materials acquisition. Raw material acquisition. Data are collected for this subsystem on all activities required to obtain raw materials. What are the sources? What are the data? What are the activities that involve when you want to collect raw materials? This includes transportation. You have to transport. Maybe you have to go to a village far away. You need fuel or the material to the point of manufacture. SCB3 is there. Raw material are traced for the primary product and not primary, secondary, and tertiary packaging. Managers to review the data to show equivalent comparison, to be sure equivalent comparisons are made. Now, raw material acquisition continue. To avoid complexity of the analysis, criteria must be determined to eliminate insignificant contributions. You understand what I'm saying now? There are some contributions that are so insignificant. They are contributing 1%, 2%, 3%. Instead of carrying those one along, why can't you put that? The one that contributes almost 80, 90%, 95%, that one you consider, so that your analysis will not be complex. So there's need to establish a threshold for inclusion. A threshold means if this one is not contributing to this level, I'm not going to include it. Then, for example, any component contributing less than 5% of input might be ignored. You know, that's the process. You want to be effective. You want something to have an end. That's what I'm saying. So, in that case, ecosystems are impacted in many ways by the extraction or harvesting of raw materials. Only those effects that are easily quantified are included. Pesticide runoff from agriculture or soil loss from logging. Just an example. Effects that are not easy to measure, such as loss of scenic or aesthetic value, may be covered in the more subjective impact assessment. Very clear? Raw material acquisition. Efforts or attempt to quantify renewable or non-renewable resources for inventory calculation are subjective. The simple reason is that quantifiable data is not publicly available. It's not publicly available. It will be necessary to maintain separate lists of renewable and non-renewable materials if an impact assessment is later performed. Energy acquisition. is supposed to be part of the materials acquisition subsystems. To avoid complexity, there is need to have a separate analysis for it. Data calculated should include all energy requirement and emission attributed to the acquisition, transportation, and processing of fuels. So it means if gasoline is used as a transportation fuel, not only should emission related to combustion be included, but also energy consumption and emission due to extraction and refining. In the US, for example, energy is derived from a number of sources: coal, natural gas, petroleum, hydropower, nuclear power, and wind. The energy also will include determination of the fuel mix used to generate the electricity. The national average fuel mix may be used, but industry-specific information is preferred. Some materials are made from energy resources and are therefore assigned an energy value. So we have an example such as plastic made from petroleum and natural gas release energy when burned. This energy value is credited against the system requirement for the primary product, resulting in a new energy requirement for the system. Manufacture and fabrication. This is another step in this. So manufacture and fabrication. See, the raw material acquisition, I hope that one is very clear. If you don't have any question there. Material acquisition. In the material acquisition, Imokoro. Any? Kola Wale.
Sir.
Any question for material acquisition?
No.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
I can get you. Uluwarotimi, yes. Java.
Good morning, sir. Yeah, good morning, sir.
How are you?
Yes, sir. Please, I'm fine, sir. I'm fine. Thank you, sir. Please, sir, can we go back to this inventory area? Yeah, you mentioned that we should compare alternative method. I want to know, is it during the processes of the hypothesis we are going to use another method, or when we have a problem with what we are doing, and we are going to create another method to solve that problem?
Yes, you know, in packaging, you can have various method packaging, isn't it? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In packaging, you know, you can use paper.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
You can use paper to package. Hello? You can use plastic, isn't it?
Yes, there are various.
There are various methods you can use, and each method has its own peculiarities. You get what I'm saying?
All right, sir.
So when you change method, things will change too. So when you change, suppose you are using fuel and you change to solar, you are using diesel and you change to another energy method, isn't it? Maybe gas. You know, that's a change. Everything will change.
Okay. I understand.
So yeah, thanks. So there are alternatives.
I understand now. Thank you.
So in industry, there are alternatives that will have different impacts. Yeah, is that very clear now? So
yes, it's clear.
Now,
thank you.
Yeah, so we are not going to manufacture and fabrication. Those are procedures. Those are processes, Abi. Manufacture and fabrication, they are processes, Abi.
Absolutely, sir.
Yeah. So
yes, sir.
So in last cycle analysis, yeah. When you are fabricating, when you are manufacturing, so data collected for this subsystem include all energy material or water input and environmental releases that occur during the manufacturing processes required to convert each raw material input into intermediate material ready for fabrication. You know, there are processes if you want to fabricate, there are processes you have to go through to get a product intermediate before you fabricate. So this process can be repeated for several streams of resources, as well as several intermediate cycles before the final fabrication of the product. Exhibit 4, okay, there. Manufacture and fabrication. Now, there are some outputs that are neither product nor input in the system. These are referred to as co-products. What did I say?
Co-products.
Co-products. They are neither output nor input. They are neither product nor input in the system. This they are referred to as co-products. They are in between. Now, co-products are included in LCA until they are separated from the primary product being analyzed. Raw materials, energy, and emissions should be allocated between the primary products and the co-product by their proportionate weight or volume. Each scrap within one subsystem is used as an input within the same subsystem. The raw material or intermediate required from the outside is reduced and should be factored into the analysis. A scrap within their subsystem can be used as an input within the same subsystem instead of throwing it away. So if industrial scrap is used in another subsystem, it is considered to be a co-product and should be allocated to the same consumption and emission rate required to produce the primary material. Some certain assumptions are to be made at this stage concerning different technology. So we have to comparison between different size facilities, different ages of equipment, different capacity utilization rate, and defining energy consumption per unit of production must be made explicit. Manufacture. So data collected for final product fabrication assesses the consumption of input and the emission required to convert all material into the final product ready for consumer purchase. Calculation follow the same procedure as in converting raw material to intermediate materials. Transportation, so distribution. How we are okay with the manufacture and fabrication. That's simple. That procedure. When you read it over again, when we get to the audio exhibit, you will speak to it more. So we want to go to transportation, but before then, let me have one or two comments from people.
So I can see the reason why some people would say that environmental protection agencies that what they actually deal with is very, very subjective. Yeah. And I'm relating that to a concept very, very much peculiar in climate policy, which they call the social cost of carbon, which certain people can say it's about $100 per CO2 equivalent, while some people can bring it down to as low as $20 or $30 per barrel. So I'm beginning to imagine that certain areas you have touched where you're saying it's very much subjective are mostly the reason why we have conflicting figures on issues like that.
Yeah. Thank you. Any other? Oluwarotimi, are you there?
Yes, sir, but I don't know when comments has up now.
Okay. So we can go to transportation. You can go to transportation.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we talk about transportation for distribution. From what you are, I think you think this one is following one another now, isn't it? When you're talking about life cycle analysis. Do you see the trend now?
Yes.
Because you are using energy on all these areas. So an inventory of the related transportation activities of the product to warehouses and end user may be simplified by using standard for the average distance transported and the typical mode of transportation used, Exhibit 5. We'll get there. Now, inventory of the distribution process include warehousing, inventory control, and repackaging. So that's transportation and distribution. Then, Environmental controls such as refrigeration are components of both transportation and distribution. There are some products you need to refrigerate so that it will get to the place where you are going to get it in condition you want. So clear boundaries must be established to define the extent to which issues such as building and maintaining transportation and distribution equipment will be factored into the inventory result. Now, consumer use through disposal. That's another step now. Consumer use through disposal. Consumer can dispose anyhow they like. They can use it anywhere they like. So it's still a factor. So data collected for this subsystem cover consumer activities, including use, product consumption, storage preparation or operation, maintenance, repair, and reuse. SCP-6 we say. So issue to consider when defining the scope of the subsystem include time of product use before it is discarded, input use in the maintenance process. Is that very clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the typical frequency of repair, we need those data, isn't it? Potential product reuse options.
Yes, sir.
Managers should incorporate into the analysis any industry information on typical consumer usage pattern that may make the study result more valid. That's one. Sources of data that may help this process include consumer surveys, published materials, and assumptions. Then, inventory reports must include documentations of assumption, including the timeliness of the data, potential biases, and other limitations. Various disposal alternatives exist, such as reuse. When you reuse, it's like you dispose to, isn't it? But you dispose in a positive way. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Do you get the language?
Yes, sir.
If you reuse, you are disposing, but you are disposing in a positive way. The same thing with recycling, isn't it? Instead of wasting it, you recycle it. You make it positive. Composting too. The thing you are composting, they are waste material. You are not converting it to be useful something, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Incineration and landfilling. Transportation and collection of post-consumer waste should be included in the analysis. That's what I'm saying. Transportation and collection of post-consumer waste should be included in the analysis. When a product is recycled into a different product that is disposed of other use, we call it open loop recycling. What did I say?
Open loop recycling.
That's open loop. You must know how to define this. Or open loop recycling. When the product is recycled into a different product that is disposed of another use. Then we have, so it means the resources requirements and environmental emission related to this recycling and final disposal of the recycled material is divided equally between the two products produced. Closed loop recycling refer to material that can be recycled into the same product repeatedly. You see the difference now? Closed loop, not open now. Closed loop recycling refer to material that can be recycled into the same product repeatedly. It means that the more time the product is recycled, the less virgin material is required and the greater number of cycles over resources and emission can be allocated. You understand that now? When you are reusing a product, you are recycling it. The virgin material that you are using your money to buy will be less, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And the energy you are going to use too will be less, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
The waste you are going to produce will be less. Is that not okay?
Yes,
the emission too will be less, isn't it? So that's about recycle. Then waste may be defined as material that have no intrinsic or market value. That's the definition of a waste. Waste occurs in some form at every stage of the life cycle. So careful analysis of waste management issue as required option vary with the season, geography, and the technology used by a particular facility. Information about emission from solid waste is more difficult to find, and there's no existing method to determine the emission of a particular product when it has been mixed with municipal waste in a landfill or incinerator. If a disposal process is being used for only one type of product, e.g., composting for yard waste or recycling for aluminum can, accurate measures available. Do you see the difference between the two now? When you're talking about solid waste, you don't have that have been mixed with municipal waste. You don't have method to determine the emission of that particular product. Do you understand that now?
Yes, sir.
Get the point I'm trying to make here.
Yes, sir.
But if a disposal is being used for only one type of product, e.g., composting for yard waste or recycling for aluminum can, accurate measure available. Is that okay? This one can be measured accurately. Then impact assessment and improvement analysis. Can we stay? Are we okay?
Yes, sir.
Impact assessment and improvement analysis. So all life cycle analysis collect inventory data on raw material consumption, energy and water use, and waste production. A meaningful SCA should contain more than a mere inventory of inputs and outputs. It should also consider the overall contributions and risk to the environment and public health, as well as the social, cultural, and economic impact of each option. The products and processes being assessed should be seen in the context of the society they are intended to serve. Impact assessment and improvement analysis does evaluate the impact caused by the proposed products, processes, or activities. The final result of an impact is an environmental profile of the system. Impact assessment is one of the most challenging aspects of SCA, since current methods for evaluating environmental impact are incomplete at best. So when model exists, they can be based on many assumptions or require consideration. Considerable data beyond that associated with the inventory. Evaluating the importance and meaning of the data collected during the inventory requires judgment and interpretations. Impact assessment inherits all the problems of inventory analysis while also introducing new methodological and measurement challenges. Now, Exhibit 1. You know, we are mentioning exhibit that time when we are talking. Are
Yes,
you
sir.
with me? And so
Yes,
we want to be a little bit slow here now, isn't it? We talk about what's the topic of this one now? Exhibit 1.
Exhibit 1. Input and output of a system.
Now, can you get that picture now? Input and output of a system. We talk about a system. Now, let's look at input now. Raw material is input, Abi.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Energy is input, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Water is input, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So this is the system. We are looking at the system. Now, what are the outputs? Emission to here, that's output, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Because when you use energy, you burn raw material, you put water here, there'll be emission. There will be releases to water, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
There'll be solid waste. Is that okay from the system?
Yes, sir.
There will be usable products. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then there'll be other environmental releases. That is exhibit 1. Then exhibit 2. What is exhibit 2 now?
Defining system boundaries.
Defining system boundary. Let's start on the input again. We have raw materials, Abi. We have
Yes, sir.
energy, and we have water, Abi.
Yes, sir.
Then look at inside the system now. We have raw materials acquisition, Abi. Are you not going to acquire more raw materials?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
There will be material manufactured, Abi.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
There will be final product assembly, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Then there will be transportation to distribution within that system. Then within that system, there will be what? User use,
Yes,
consumer use, and disposal, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So this is system boundary. This is boundary of the system. The output, you have atmospheric emissions, you have waterborne waste, you have solid waste, you have usable products, you have other environmental releases. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Then SCB 3. Raw material acquisition subsystem. Raw material acquisition subsystem, isn't it? It's not a system, but it's a subsystem, isn't it? Now, when you have
Yes.
input, for that input to be meaningful, there will be energy, Abi,
Yes.
materials, infrastructure, and capital equipment, isn't it? For you to produce anything at all. Yeah. Then from that, you can get your output, Abi.
Yes, sir.
Then, if you have your input here, exploration and extraction, when you explore and you extract from the ground, isn't it?
Mhm.
Cultivation, harvest, and replenishment, the handling and transportation, isn't it? Then you now have your what? Output.
Yes, sir. Output.
That's what they call raw material acquisition subsystem. It's a subsystem, isn't it? This one has its own output, this one has its own output. Here you are using energy, material, and infrastructure. Here you are extracting, isn't it? You are doing exploration and you are doing extraction.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we now go to exhibit 4. What's exhibit 4 now?
Manufacturing and fabrication system.
Yeah, manufacturing and fabrication system. Now, manufacturing and fabrication system, look at fuel producing industry. You see it, Abi? Then
Yes, sir.
you have main production system, Abi. You will need raw materials acquisition, isn't it? You have to acquire raw materials, isn't it? Then when you go to production of auxiliary materials, you need main production system, isn't it? So you can have your product here, emission to here, release to water, solid waste, using product, co-products. Then you can have pre-consumer recycling. You know, you can do a kind of recycling, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So you can have the consumer recycling. You can recycle. So that is manufacturing and fabrication system. You can have a recycle. You know, we mentioned about recycle. When you recycle, you use less of virgin material. Is that okay? When you are recycling, you are reducing the amount of money you are spending on raw materials. Is that okay? And you are reducing emission, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Exhibit 5 now. What is that?
Transportation distribution system.
Transportation distribution system. If you produce, are you not going to distribute? If you produce, are you not going to transport? Yes,
Definitely.
and you are going to spend money to do that. So let's look at railway now. You have diesel, you have electric, you have steam, so coal, Abi. You have diesel power, you have electric power, you have steam, so coal power, isn't it? You can use railway for distribution, Abi.
Yes.
You can use aeroplane for this for distribution, isn't it? You can use truck,
Yes.
You can use badge. Language in the airport, isn't it? You use freighter, You can use a super tanker, you can use pipeline, electric power lines, Abi, for distribution, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
From energy, you can, or you can use any other this one for distribution, isn't it? If you want to use railway, airplane, then there will be air emission, Abi. Then there will be water pollution, isn't it? Then what are you to consider? You consider distance, Abi. Consider containment, environmental controls. Then we have number 6 now. Consumers use, so disposal system. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So we have consumer use, disposal system, transportation, stroke, distribution, point of use, from the point of use, use, maintenance, reuse. No, it's possible, Abi. When you are using, you have to maintain it, isn't it?
Yes.
You can reuse, isn't it? Instead of getting new one.
Yes.
From there, you have to dispose. Is that okay?
Yes.
Then you can recycle, Abi.
Yes, sir.
Then you manage your waste management. So this one is very important too in life cycle analysis. How waste is being managed by even by consumer, that it will be monitored. Then you have the last one is what?
Recycling subsystem.
Recycling subsystem. So recycling subsystem, you have produce virgin materials, convert to product 1. Is that okay? Then before you waste, you can recycle, Abi. You can recycle. Look at it. Convert to product 1, then you recycle. Then before you now go to waste management. The first one is closed loop, Abi.
Yes.
Closed loop. Then look at product virgin materials, convert to product 2. Then look at recycling. You are recycling continuously, isn't it? Before you go to waste management, that is open loop.
Open loop.
Okay. Open loop is mean repeated recycling, isn't it? This one you just recycle once, Abi. Then this one is recycling repeatedly. Before you go to waste management, this is the product. You can recycle. You recycle repeatedly. So that's the closed loop and open loop. Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
So that's how far we can go. We have already, I will send the slide to you. So the rep should send your email, and it's necessary to have your name and your email sent to me. Is that okay? If I want to send the material, I can send to you directly, or I can send to the CA, to Bukola. Is Bukola see online? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir, we do, sir.
And so let me have the email where I can send I can send to, I'll send to the rep, the class GA, so that then can now have, so I will try as much as possible. So next week now we have 1 hour, 2 hours. So those dates are okay, Abi?
It's fine, sir.
Okay, so then we'll try as much as possible to do some tutorials, to do some questions, so that we're able to get the message right. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
It's
sir.
fine. Yes, sir.
So
Fine, sir.
We are starting the material, sir.
I will give you the materials. So any question, if there are no questions, that we'll meet next week.
Okay, hello, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. My name is Jabbar today. So
Okay.
basically, the HCA is used to analyze environmental impact
Yes,
of any product or commodity.
yes, very important.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you, sir.
yeah. And it has standard, it has standard procedure, that's method so to follow so that you get something. It's just for decision making, just to take a decision. You have to have data fact before you take a decision. It's not just by looking, not just by your whims and caprices. Just you have verified data to make quality decision that will move the company forward. Or for policy makers that will they'll be able to take quality decision.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So let me have that. So we meet next week, Abby.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Is Bukola still on? Olaniyan Onikonsola.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
I'm very well, thank you, sir.
How was the class today?
It was very fine, sir.
But make sure you read before next class. Make sure you read all the slides and you jot something down. Yeah?
Okay, sir. We'll do that.
Okay. So bye. We meet
Thank you,
next
sir.
week. Yeah. Bye. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.